Good afternoon, graduates. Doesn't it feel great to be here? Yes? Yes. I am certain that there were days that you all felt like graduation would never come. Now that we are here, it feels like it flew by in the blink of an eye. And today we are celebrating a milestone together. Your graduation is my very first at the University of Iowa. When I was first asked to speak to you, I imagined myself saying something that would resonate with you, inspire you, make you laugh, and perhaps even make you cry. Maybe, perhaps, it would even go viral. And I made the mistake. I started watching graduation speaker videos. Oprah, Michelle Obama, Sheryl Sandberg. And you know what? That was a really bad idea. Those ladies intimidated me with their brilliance and composure, but they also inspired me to try to help you answer what I would like to call the big, scary question: what's next? Some of you already know where you will be working or living or continuing your education. Others don't. But those are all okay places to be. When I think about what's next, though, I am thinking a little more broadly. There's a good possibility that everything that happens to you in the coming years will fall into one of three categories, the 3 Ds. Discovery. Discovery is all about what you will learn. You cannot even begin to imagine how much you're going to learn about yourself, the world, and your place in it. Direction. Every choice you make is influencing the direction of your life. Time never stands still. Whether you are active or passive, your life is moving forward. Disappointment. I know that this one sounds negative, but it's real. Disappointments happen, and they are only as negative as you make them. Disappointments are also our biggest learning opportunities, and I promise you, there will be plenty of those. My advice to you today is all about how to work within these 3 topics to create a full life for yourself. So when I think about discovery, nothing could be more fun than waking up every day and knowing the world has something to show you. I encourage you to take on an adventurous attitude. The skills that you've learned during your time at Iowa have prepared you for this. You are ready to spread your wings and apply your knowledge. Your life will be so wonderfully enriched if you approach all of this newness with a sense of wonder and curiosity. It will inspire you to try new things, challenge yourself, and find your passions. When I think about direction, I think about planning when I think about direction. It's your roadmap. While there will always be detours, perhaps a few flat tires, and maybe even a roadblock or two, if you don't have a map or a really fancy navigation system, it can be easy to forget where you're going. Write down some things that you want to accomplish this year. Put the list in a place that you will see it every day. You've probably heard this before, but if you write things down, you are much more likely to complete them. Take the time to make that list. Plans can and should change and evolve, but I can't stress enough how important it is to have one. You must play an active role in the shape that your life will take. And lastly, disappointment. I know this sounds ugly, but let's talk about how to handle the hard knocks. First, I am not going to tell you to just brush it off and move on when things don't go your way, because it actually can hurt. Maybe you applied to law school and didn't get into your first choice. This isn't a small disappointment. It feels like your future, the one you made a plan for, like we just talked about, is in jeopardy. I don't think you should brush that off. You need to feel however you feel, allow yourself some tears and self-compassion, and then figure out what the next step might be. Just one step. When you have a plan or an idea in mind and it doesn't work out, you cannot expect yourself to rebuild overnight. But you can ask yourself, what is the next right step that I can take to make this just a little bit better? Once you've done that, take a really deep breath and then take one more step. If it feels right, then do it again and continue until you have another map prepared. Some of you may be fans of the show This Is Us. There is a quote from the show that is a common refrain within the characters. It's both funny and beautiful and true. I like to paraphrase. Life will hand you sour lemons, and your job is to turn it into something that resembles lemonade. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you have the responsibility to take life's disappointments and try to make them just a little bit better. If you can master this, and I know it's hard, you will find so much more joy and happiness. I know that I am standing between you and those diplomas you have worked really hard for. So let me wrap up by reminding you that every single thing you need for the next stage of your life is already within you. With an open mind, a plan, and a healthy outlook on adversity, there is nothing you cannot do. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this momentous occasion with you. I wish each and every one of you peace and prosperity. And as always, on Iowa. Thank you.